the workshop on research challenges and issues in VLSI design. I also thank the coordinator of this research of this workshop, namely Elangovan, who has invited me.
నేను సిస్టమ్ కనెక్ట్ చేసి అటల్ది 4 ఉంటాయి మినిమం
Sir, you can
అయితే
mute all.
Elangovan,
అనుకుంటున్నాం మనం
audio
Madam Nagamani ma'am.
mute பண்ண சொல்லுங்க.
Disturbance is coming, sir.
Ma'am. Yes, I can hear. Yeah.
Okay.
Please, audience, please mute your mic, please.
Okay, my
Ma'am, you can
topic
proceed,
of
ma'am.
presentation today is FinFET challenges and solutions. This is my organization of my presentation. First, I'll introduce about why we go in for FinFET from MOSFET, and then certain properties or characteristics associated with the FinFET we'll try to discuss. And then we'll try to discuss in detail about the challenges in the 16 nanometer by 14 nanometer process of fabrication of FinFET ICs. And after that, if time permits, I'll try to go to discuss some of the challenges present in the today's scenario, namely the 3 nanometer by 2 nanometer process node. Then we conclude the sessions with the references. Nowadays, integrated circuits exist in most of the aspects of our life. It is from personal computer to mobile devices. Now, with the development of economy and the improvement of the electronic technology, the people have put forward higher requirements and then for very high performance and portability of these electronic devices. According to the latest authoritative data and predictions, the revenue of consumer electronic products is expected to be an US dollar of 365,538 million in 2020, and they are expecting the market will reach the US dollars 450,687 million in 2024. To meet this market, there is going to be a technological changes which is happening in the field of electronics. To have a very high performance as required by the consumers, the devices has to be more and more miniaturized by applying the concept of VLSI. So the metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistors, which we try to call the MOSFETs, forms the basic units in all your VLSI technology. But due to this more and more high performance electronic devices the consumer wants, to just meet the demand, the FET technology keeps scaling down. And we try to go in for a concept called as extremely large scale integration, which is now possible. But what happens, okay, when we try to miniaturize the devices? That is, when the MOSFET is processed smaller and smaller, it means that we are making the channel length shorter. What do you mean by channel length here is the channel which is existing between the source and drain of a FET. Because of this, we are trying to see one very important channel effect as short channel effect. This is going to become an unavoidable problem when I try to shrink the devices or I try to shorten the channel length, that is the channel between the source and drain of a MOSFET. Now, when we observe this short channel effect, what we try to observe in the transistor is, in the MOSFET is, there is a drastic increase in the subthreshold leakage current. This is when the transistor is off. Okay, we try to see a very large subthreshold leakage current which is going to present in the transistor, which will again affect the performance of the transistors. So this is a simple circuit, which a block which shows the FET, MOSFET. You have the source, then you have a drain, you have the oxide layer here, then the gate is here, and then you have the capacitance with respect to the layers here. This is the channel. This is the channel at which the electrons move, and then the current flow is going to be there. But the problem is, when you try to decrease this channel length, what happens is the MOSFET becomes a resistor at a very small channel length, and the problem here is the drain. When I try to take the drain competes with the gate to control the channel. Normally, the current which is flowing in the channel is controlled by the gate voltage. Okay, but due to the channel length becoming smaller, okay, the depletion region of the drain tries to enters into the diffusion region of the source. So what happens is this barrier is reduced and there is a fast movement of currents here. Okay, so this is actually, you can see that as the gate voltages we can decrease, because when I try to decrease the channel length, the voltage applied to the gate voltage also reduces. So when I try to reduce the smaller the gate voltages, you can see the currents. Okay, for example, if I try to have a 0.6 volts as a gate voltage, I require a current of around 10 power minus 4 current will be the flowing here. But when I decrease the channel length, again the gate voltage is going to be reduced, which may be leading to the more drain current here. This is again the, I have taken the source from Professor Chen Ming Hu. He is from the University of California, Berkeley. As you well all know, FinFET has been designed and developed from the University of Berkeley. Okay. So what they thought was, okay, to avoid the sub threshold as SE effect, okay, so they thought of actually putting a thin oxide layer here. Okay, here the thin oxide layer to actually reduce the short channel effect. But the problem here was, although they tried to reduce to somewhat, the problem was, okay, that is with the layer just behind the thin layer of the oxide here, we don't have the problem of the short channel effect. But the problem is, the drain is trying to control the flow of current well below the gate, especially at this region. When I try to take this region, drain tries to take control of the current which is flowing between the source and drain. So the gate, in this instance, the gate cannot control the leakage currents that are far from the gate. So making the oxide thin is also not enough in this process to reduce the short channel effect. So when the short channel effect is observed in your MOSFET, here, when the length of the channel is equal to the width of the depletion layer of the source and the drain junctions, we try to observe this short channel effect. That is, when the length of the channel is equal to the width of the depletion layer in the source and drain junctions, okay, then we try to observe this short channel effect. The problem here is, this short channel effect influence the threshold voltage VT or VTH, and it also results in the phenomena called as drain induced barrier lowering. Anyway, I'll also discuss about this. And we are observing the velocity saturations of carrier. Okay, so the electrons which are moving inside your channel are moving at a very fast speed, and the velocity reaches a saturation value because of this effect. And we have a hot carrier degradation observed in the channel. So due to this short channel effect, we observe all these problems in the MOSFET. This is actually a figure which tries to show you, this is actually the source, This is the channel, this is the drain, this is the gate. Okay, this is the gate. You can see that the drain region, you can see this is actually the pictorial representation of the depletion region. This is the gate voltage, this is the source, and this is the drain. And you can see the depletion region entering here, okay, entering into the channel. So this depletion, when it is reduced, okay, so here what happens is this drain, okay, the depletion ranges enters into the diffusion region of your source. So that is the problem. Okay, it will try to lead to the subthreshold effect. So this is again a picture which tries to show the when the channel length is decreased, the depletion region also tries to take a warm and it is reduced. So here the depletion region enters into the diffusion region of your P plus. Okay, drain and source are interacting. This is also another figure which shows this is the channel length, and this is actually the surface potential existing with respect to the source and the drain. You can see that. Okay. So when the channel is long, you can see that when the channel is long, you can see that the current is trying to increase slowly here. Okay. And then it reaches the drain here. But when the channel is very short, you can see that the barrier for the electrons to move is reduced. So when the channel is short, very fast movement of the current from the source to the drain. Okay. So this is the pictorial view of your, I can try to say that the short channel effect, which is actually present in your MOSFET. This is what we try to observe here. So the depletion region of the drain is close to the diffusion region of the source, resulting in a significant field penetration from the drain to source. So this field penetrations leads to a lower barrier. Okay, so the potential, the threshold voltage is actually reduced in this effect. Okay, so this process is called as a drain induced barrier lowering. Due to this concept, it will results in an increased injection of electrons by the source over the reduced channel barrier, and consecutively a raised source to drain current is observed. So, concluding this short channel effect, depletion region of the drain is close to the diffusion region, resulting in significant field penetration, which results in the barrier potential decrease in the source. So this results in the increased injection of the electrons from the source to the drain. So it will result in the reduced channel barrier potential. So to counteract this, a lot of research people, they went in for using of the gate to be a thinner gate oxides, and they went in for high K dielectric materials to help to handle the problem of short channel effect. Okay, so this will increase the gate channel capacitance. So thinner gate oxides and high K dielectric materials, if I try to use between the gate and the we can say on the channel, you can see that this problem of short channel effect can be decreased. But thing is, when I try to thinning of gate size, so what level you can reduce the gate oxide size is again limited by the problem of deterioration in the gate leakage and gate induced drain leakage. So you cannot thin the gate oxide more than a particular level, because it will again results in the more leakage current present in the channel. This is again a performance measurement of using high K metal gate FinFET to just improve the taking care of your short channel effects. So you can see that as the gate voltage is varying, drain current is slowly increasing. Okay, this is for an NMOS and this is for a PMOS one. So there is not a very high increase in the current, drain current when the gate voltage is varied. Okay, similarly also you can see that for the drain voltage. So you can see the for the NMOS, okay, there is a decrease in the drain current. Okay, as the voltage is decreased. So using high K metal gate concept, okay, so you can actually control the problem of short channel effects. So the industry was using only the silicon material, and we are using the MOSFET and using the Moore's law concept, that is for every year the transistors we are fabricating on a particular chip is going to double. So that concept is again moving towards this concept of implementing Moore's law will always move to an implementation of a very small geometric transistors. But this trend went on, no problem. Actually, we started with some 1 micrometer, then we went for 180 nanometer, 90 nanometer, then 60 nanometer, then 32 nanometer. Up to 20 nanometer, we didn't have the problem of satisfying the Moore's law. Okay, somewhere we were actually from small scale integration, we went for large scale interscale, and then we went for VLSI, and then we went for extra large integration. ULSI also. Now I think we are even using ULSI to take care of the concept of Moore's law. But the problem is when we are reducing the transistor size, especially the researchers, they try to find that the problem is at the 20 up to 20 nanometer node, the channel length is 20 nanometer. Okay, the leakage current from the planar transistors became more difficult to control. So they were able to take care of the short channel effect, but still the leakage current present in the MOSFET when the channel length at 20 nanometer itself, it was very difficult for the people who were fabricating the transistors to control the leakage current. Okay, it was very difficult to control the leakage current. So what they thought was, they thought of introducing a concept called as a FinFET transistor architectures, which moves the transistor channel out of the bulk, that is on the body. Okay, you have a substrate, then you have a source and drain material fabricated on the material. Then above that we try to put a gate here. But now we try to bring the channel out of the bulk and try to bring it on the surface. So like a fin above its surface. This concept, what they observed was, has reduced the leakage problem and helped to extend the path of Moore's law. This FinFET again is a transistor design which was developed by Cheming Hu and colleagues at the University of California at Berkeley, which tries to attempts to overcome the worst type of short channel effects encountered by deep submicron transistor, like we have mentioned this, such as drain induced barrier lowering. So this is normally this problem is most of the problems at submicron level is taken care of by this FinFET transistor. This is how, again, the author who have designed the FinFET. So the material I have taken from his PowerPoint. So what they thought was, a thin body controlled by a gate from more than one side. This is the concept they have introduced here. This is called, this is actually a fin. I try to call because it's a very small lengthy portion, a small thin structure here. Okay. And on all the sides, it is actually, we can see that the gate is supported on the top and also on the sides. So this is the view. You can see that this is a gate structure. This is a gate structure. And this is the fin. Okay. This is the material. I am inserting it here. So here we try to call this is a fin body. Because it looks like a fin. This is a gate material. It's a solid material. Insert it. We are trying to insert just a portion of, if you think a small log-like structure, okay, we try to insert it because it looks like a fin of a fish. They try to give the name as fin. Okay, because protruding from the body. Okay, so they try to give a fin. So this transistors we try to call it as a FinFET transistor. This is the gate. Okay, inside it we a channel is inserted. This side it is drain. This side it is source. So here we have the fin height and the fin width corresponding to this. So this is the structure of. So here you can see that the silicon is taken far from the gate. Okay, so the channel conduction, if you try to say that it is far from the gate, so the problem of short channel effect is controlled. This is again from the author who has designed the FinFET. This is again a view, same view. Okay, see this, you can see that this is the silicon film. And here this is the fin we are fabricating here. Okay, so this again silicon, polysilicon here in the contacts, and then the size is 220 Armstrong silicon oxide. Okay, this is the fin length. So this is the, we try to say that channel length of 5 nanometer. So here it is a 10 nanometer AMD. In 2002 they fabricated. So, but this thin film and gate, they can be fabricated using the same lithography and etching tools which we have used for our MOSFET. So these are some of the, for 10 nanometer fin, then we have a 5 nanometer one, and then we have a 3 nanometer with the gate structures. So here the leakage is well suppressed if the fin thickness is equal to or less than the length of the channel. The thickness should be less than the, equal to or less than the channel length. Okay, then we try to avoid the increase in the leakage currents. This shows the leakage path is very, very small. So you have a source drain and we have a gate. Gate is surrounded. Okay, so in the side and the top, the gate is surrounded. And here, so the leakage current is very, very small. And the body thickness is a new scaling parameter with respect to your FinFET. So this thickness is also influencing the characteristics of your FinFET. This is how actually the structure looks like. This is a substrate. You can see that silicon is introduced here. This is the surrounding gate. This is source, and the other side is going to be drain. And you can see the how they are growing the fin. So this is the fin. They are growing, and the effective length of your fin will be 2 into fin height and the fin width. This is the fin height and the fin width. And here, this is again when you try to vary the voltages with respect to the gates. Okay, you try to have this concept of voltages present across the gates. This is for a 20 nanometer fin. the voltage characteristics performance. So we can just say that to take care of the subthreshold or submicron problem, which is present in the MOSFET, and especially when I try to go for the technology of 20 nanometer and low, to take the Moore's law, we go for the concept of FinFET. Okay, FinFET is again coming under the category of a multiple gate field effect transistor. Okay, so this concept is it will try to have a better screening of the drain potential from the channel due to the proximity of additional gates to the channel. I have shown you only one channel with one fin. Okay, but in a multi-gate FETs, you can have a more number of gates which can be used with the FETs. So what is the effect of using a multi-gate field effect transistor is instead of a single gate, you can use two gates, or you can use three gates, or you can use more number of gates. But the including of these gates, okay, in the FET will normally have a higher gate to channel capacitance. When there is a higher gate to channel capacitance, then gate will control the current which is flowing in the channel, and there is at no point drain will take the control of the channel, which we observe in the planar MOSFETs. So again, to consolidate the multi-gates performances, so the multi-gates is superior to planar MOSFETs in terms of its short channel performance metric, like subthreshold slope, drain induced barrier lowering, and threshold voltage roll off. So when you try to have an improvement on these parameters, okay, so there is less degradation in the transistors V threshold with the continuous scaling. That is where scaling means we are miniaturizing the transistors. So the degradation with respect to the performance metrics is also reducing. So which in turn we can finally say that it will also reduce the degradation of your leakage current I off. So among all multi-gates FET, FinFET is a type of a double gate FET, and also we are having a tri-gate FETs, which is most commercially used as an alternative for your MOSFETs due to their simple structures and ease of fabrication. So most of us, actually even the people who we were doing research on the FinFETs and tri-gate FETs, mostly we try to use our trying to do some research to improve the performance metrics in the dual gate FET or in your tri-gate FETs. Mostly we try to use a lot of things here because it was easier for us to simulate using HSPICE, and also to get we can easily change the materials which we are using in the gate materials, and also on the silicon material type we can change the thickness, the width of the fins, and we can model our own dual gate FET to have a better characteristics. So here in the, again, when I try to take a tri-gate FETs, it means that 2 or 3 gates are wrapped around the vertical channel, which will enable us to have an easy alignment of gates and compatibility with a standard CMOS fabrication process. These are some of the inventions which were taking place in the FinFET. In the year 1989, Samto fabricated a double gate SOA structure, which they called as a fully depleted lead channel transistor, that is Delta. This was the first reported paper on the fabrication of a FinFET-like structure. But the same author again, in 1991, he proposed a vertical ultra-thin gate structure for your MOSFET, and he proved that it could suppress the short channel effects. Okay, which was the foundation for the FinFET structure. So we'll try to see a figure here. Okay, this is the figure. This is a structural comparison between a planar MOSFET and a FinFET. So here you have the source drain. This is the width and the length of the channel. Then you have the gate with our silicon dioxide material here. And here you can see with the FinFET, already I have shown you here. You have here a gate material surrounded. So this is the oxide layer, gate dielectric. A lot of research we try to do it is vary this gate dielectric, vary this gate dielectric, vary this fin length, vary this fin material. Okay. Then we try to study its performance. We model our own gate, our own transistor, and then we try to study its characteristics. Okay, so here this is a double gate FinFET in the sense that this is gate 1 and this is gate 2. So two different materials, okay, two different materials for the gates which will control the current which is flowing from the source to drain. This problem I'll try to mention. I'm again discussing the concept of with the quantization later on. So this is also one of the limitations of your FinFET. Okay, double gate FinFET. So here the height of the channel, they try to mention it as H fin and the width of the FinFET to be W. And here they try to say that the H fin, that is the height of the FinFET, the FinFET width, okay, width should be multiple of your H fin. So widths can be increased using multiple fins. So you can go in for multiple fins. This is a 3D view of the FinFET structure. What I showed was a 2D. This you can see that silicon substrate. Here we have two fins. Earlier I showed only one fins, but you have two fins, multiple fins you can do it. And this is actually the gate oxide. This is the gate material. This is the source and this is the drain. And this is the fin width and fin height. And this we try to call the distance between the two fins. We try to call it as a fin pitch. Very important. They are all some of the parameters normally used in the fabrication process. So if for a multi fin concept also you can go in for. Here there are two fins. So like that you have the single gate, but here itself you can have multi gates concept in the sense that different gate materials can be used on this side and also on this side. It is possible. FinFETs can be implemented in two ways. One is it can be implemented on the silicon on insulator wafers, or we can use the conventional bulk wafers, any method. So it can be used on SOI or it can be used as on implemented on the bulk wafers. So here in the SOI wafers, the fins share a common Si substrate, but in SOI FinFETs, they are all physically isolated. Some companies, they try to go in for bulk technology. Some, they try to go in for SOI technology. It is left to the company. Okay, they can go for SOI FinFET or bulk type of FinFET for the implementation. This is a figure which shows this is a silicon substrate. So on the substrate, you can see that a source, a drain, and the gate. or implemented with the gate oxide. But with silicon on insulator, we have a silicon substrate, but on above it we have a buried oxide. On the top of the buried oxide, you try to fabricate the source drain and the gate structures. So this is the SOI FinFET, and this is the bulk type of substrate in which your FinFET can be in any way you can actually implement the FinFETs. In any way you can implement the FinFETs. Either by using a bulk concept, bulk FinFET, or you can go for SOI FinFETs. So they are concluding that on both the type of things, they are quite comparable in terms of cost, performance and yield. So the authors, they try to state that it is premature to pick a winner. So from the year 1998 to 2002, the physical structure of the FinFET reached a gate length of 10 nanometer. So by miniaturizing the channel length from 1998 to 2002, the researchers were able to build a physical FinFET structure which is having a gate length of 10 nanometer. The authors Bohr and Mystery, they reported in May 2011 that the processors using 22 nanometer tri-gate transistors. Okay, tri-gate transistor is we have 3-gate concept there in the FinFET. Okay, they showed that this type of FinFET with using 22 nanometer technology, they yield a 37% performance increase at low voltage and greater than 50% power reduction compared to your earlier processors. Okay, so they are comparing this with the 32 nanometer technology. So with the 32 and 22 nanometer technology, when the comparison was there, this 22 nanometer using the concept of tri-gate transistor, that is the FinFET. Okay, so the performance at a lower voltage. Okay, so you try to see that at low voltage, the performance in terms of the threshold voltage, in terms of the drain current, in terms of the power. Okay, you can see that there is a lot much power reduction which is observed in the 22. So this type of FinFET was used as a part of Core 1 series of Intel processors, which was launched by the Intel using the full applications of your FinFET. So also for the Ivy Bridge processor, which the Intel released in the year 2012, they use the tri-gate FinFETs for the transistor level implementation for the 22 nanometer node. This was actually a revolution in the 22 nanometer one. Okay, this was a revolution which was taking place. So they introduced this type of processor using the concept of your FinFETs. Now in the same year 2012, this was actually, I told you in the last one itself. Okay, because this 22 nanometer was used for the system on chip concept, and Intel also showed that in the previous slide I showed that have a 37 improvement in the performance and 50% reduction in your power reduction was there. But this was the thing which was given by the Intel. But we have again the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing fab. Okay, so they went in for, they told that in December 2013, they told that we'll go for a 60 nanometer FinFET process, and they were able to observe that the speed of the transistors increased by 35% and power was decreased by 55%. Okay, compared to the 28 nanometer planar process. Okay, so this was one of the industry. Lot of people, Samsung, we have lot of people, AMDs, are coming out with the technological process related to the transistors. So each foundry, they come out with the transistors process, and they try to come out with their own performance parameters. And they told that compared to the 28 nanometer, the TSMC, the 60 nanometer has the twice the transistor density. So they were able to satisfy the Moore's law. Okay, so the transistor count has to be increased. So the density of the transistors also tries to increase with respect to the increase in the transistor density. Again, in March 2014, that is the Tom Kwan. He's the director of the IP platform marketing, TSMC. So he showed that the FinFET superior, the current, the saturation, the drain current performance was better, and it yielded a higher intrinsic gain. So they were able to go in for faster devices for the same power or low power for the same speed. And he also concluded that this particular type of transistors, they exhibit the all important low leakage for reducing the off-state currents and enabling the lower operating voltages. This is a very important one. Okay. So because when I try to lower the operating voltage, sub leakage currents are more. Okay. But this concept of this FinFETs, he tries to say that it able to control the leakage current to be low. Okay, with the lower operating voltages. We were talking about tri-gates because I want to compare the double gate with tri-gate. Tri-gate, you can see that gate 1, gate 2, this is gate 3. So 3 gates are surrounded with different materials. Okay, here only this is gate 1 and gate 2, but this is a triple gate. Okay, so this is how the structure looks like. So we have the each gates have different, you can, this is a dielectric thickness of the third gate. This is a dielectric thickness of the second gate. Researchers, you can actually do something on this thickness area and find out how the performances, different thickness you can vary by trial and error. And for a particular application, we can come out with a FinFET. So here that's what the thickness of the dielectric on the top of the fin is reduced in tri-gate fix in order to create a third gate. So due to the presence of the third gate, the thickness of the fin also adds to the channel width. So whenever I using a tri-gate FET, you have to take into consideration that the thickness of the fins also adds to the channel width. What is the advantage of this tri-gate is it has a less gate source capacitance. But here is because of this one, they have again the disadvantages. It has an increased parasitic resistance, which we have to take care of it. Now again, FinFET can be classified as shorted gate FinFET and independent gate FinFET. In general, FinFET can be classified as shorted gate FinFET and independent gate FinFET. shorted gate FinFETs are also known as 3-terminal FinFETs. Okay, shorted gate FinFETs are also known as 3-terminal FinFETs, whereas independent gate FinFETs are called as a 4-terminal FinFETs. The difference between SG and IG is, in SG, both the front and back gates are physically shorted, whereas in IG, the gates are physically isolated. So you can see there is a shorting of the gates here, but here you can see that the gates are isolated in a you can see that the gate oxide layer is there, it is isolated. Gates are isolated. Here the gates are physically connected. Here the gates are isolated in the independent gate. So we have a gate, this is a gate 1 and this is a gate 2. Okay. So shorted gate and independent gate concept of FinFET, we can try to see that. So comparing the current flow in your SG and IG, in SG, it shows a higher on current and also shows a higher off current. This is a higher subthreshold current compared to your IG. So IG has a less I of current compared to your SG. IG provides a flexibility of applying different signals or voltages to their two gates, which has resulted in the use of back gate bias to modulate the threshold voltage of the gate front gate linearly, which is not possible in your SG. However, here is high area penalty we try to observe in your IG because we are placing two separate gate contacts. So the fabrication process, if you try to see that, we have to provide two separate. But fabricating a gate on the surrounding type of thing is very easy and it doesn't occupy much area. Now coming to the performance of your FinFET structure. FinFET structure, this is again having has high access resistance. This access resistance is due to the very thin structures and the difficulties in the formation of 3D, because up to MOSFET it was a 2D structure, but whenever I try to talk about FinFET, it is a 3D junction. So formation of 3D junctions is a very difficult process. So because of that, because we have a very thin structures of the fin to be fabricated, so it results in a high access resistance. And also the metal gate granularity and the fin edge roughness, the gate material granularity, because we'll be depositing some type of metals as the for your gate, and the fin, how much fine the fin edges, okay, the fin edge roughness will also result in the variability in the threshold voltage, and the line edge will also lead to the maximum drive current. Drive current variability is going to be there. So these things makes it very possible difficulties in the manufacturing process, and also it will affect the performance of your FinFET. So I'm just discussing about the parameters which may affect the performance of your FinFET. One is the high access resistance. Another is due to metal grade granularity, fin edge roughness, and line edge roughness. So this may result in the high access resistance, variation in the threshold voltage, and variation in the drive current. And also, if you slightly dope the channel, it can also result in the change in the threshold voltage. And this process may also damage the structure of the fin, because fin is very a thin like structure. Okay. So you have to be very careful. And when I want to use slide doping, but you can do the impellets at very high temperature, or you can go in for a plasma based doping, which can reduce this particular damage, which will reduce this particular damage. And also the technical requirements of the manufacturing process of your FinFET are more stringent, and the length of the gate less than 20 nanometer, and having a 1 minute. So if the length of the gate is less than 20 nanometer and the fin width, if it is also less than 10 nanometer, the problem is you have to maintain a very low threshold voltage variations. So these things has to be taken into effect when we are fabricating the FinFET structure with this dimensionalities. And also this structure should satisfy both mechanical and electrical properties of your FinFETs. Any queries now you can ask. I'm actually, my discussions on the FinFET structure is over. So we have, I'll just consolidate my first part of the presentation. In the first part of the presentation, we have seen the problems which is existing in the MOSFET, especially the short channel effect. And then we have seen what are all the problems of the short channel effect. One of the main problem is the drain induced barrier lowering, and also it affects the threshold voltage. It also results in the velocity saturation of the carrier, and also it results in the hot carrier degradation. And also to satisfy the Moore's law, we have to miniaturize the transistor size as the we try to decrease your channel length. But due to the up to 20 nanometer, we do not find any problems with the performance of the transistors. But the problem occurs is the subleakage problem was more when we go in for a channel length less than 20 nanometer. So the researchers were look into it. I think in the long back, actually the 1989s or 91s. Okay, so they look back, and this 1989 they are fabricating, means it will be around 5 or 6 years back they could have started this process. Okay, so they just to take care of this effect, I think the professor at the University of Berkeley, Chinmok, he developed gate-like structures, okay, a FinFET type of structures, and they studied the characteristics, and they observed that it was able to take care of the problem of the short channel effect mostly. Still, FinFET has certain problems, but still it has taken some problems there. And so they went in for different types of fabricating of transistors, which they try to call it as a multi-gate FETs. A double gate FinFET is one type of multi-gate FET, and we have triple gate FETs also there. So the technology improvement, Intel has come out, Samsung has come out, TSMC has come out with their own chips at different nanometers. I think we have seen an Intel chip coming out at 22 nanometer, and they told that performance improvement was 35% compared to 32 nanoM and 50% power reduction. Similarly, also the TSMC has come out with uh, they have come out with from 28 nanometer, and they come out with a lesser one, okay, which they try to tell that again 50% improvement in performance in speed, and then 55% reduction in your 18 nanometer. They're 18, they from 28 nanometer, they went in for an 18 nanometer. Okay, so their performance improvement was very good. Okay, so these are all some of the advantages of your FinFET, which the people were fabricating the lab. They were able to fabricate the transistor and come out with all the problems which they had. They were able to caretake of it and come out with the transistors. So many number of transistors on the particular silicon wafer. And still we have some more problems. I think we have seen the double gate and triple gate FinFETs, and the shorted gate FinFET and independent gate FinFETs. And then we have the bulk implementation of your FinFET, and also the SOI based FinFETs like that. Okay. We have a lot of materials on the FinFET which you can just go through it. Because I want to, because going into discussion of the challenges the foundry people will face when the channel length is decreasing, I thought of giving you a certain introduction about what is FinFET, how its structure looks like, and then what are all the problems there which the people in the foundry, they have to take care of it, how the researchers are suggesting the concept of fabricating a particular transistors, and how they go in for a bulk production. So I want to just brief you this. Any queries you can now ask me. The next part of my presentation will be related to the challenges in the 16/14 nanometer process node.
Ma'am, good morning,
Tell
ma'am.
me, Pa. Good morning, good morning.
Ma'am, actually, it was a nice presentation, ma'am. I have some three doubts.
Okay.
Ma'am, when you're talking about this short channel effect, you said that the length of the channel and the depletion layer, if they are comparable, then this short channel effect will be predominant, or it will be more.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, this depletion layer is the width of the depletion layer is determined by the dopant concentration, no, ma'am.
Yes. Correct,
So
correct.
by controlling the dopant concentration, we will be able to change the depletion layer length. But again, that will affect the current conduction of the MOSFET also,
Yes.
Lama. So how to like avoid this short channel effect without compromising this drain current, ma'am?
Thing is, this is actually in your MOSFET only. We are when we try to reduce the channel length less than 20 nanometer. If it is 20 nanometer, the depletion region of your drain, I am talking about the depletion region and the diffusion region of your source and the depletion region of your drain. Okay, I think the structure which I showed, it was actually going less. You can see that I showed it. 1 minute, I'll try to show. See here, this is your P plug, this is your source, and this is your drain here. Okay, so at when the channel length, this channel length becomes small here, and you have this depletion region entering here. Okay, so this is actually the depletion region of your drain. Okay, so this is the diffusion region of your source. Okay, and when this is actually at one point of time, what happens is this is actually coming here and this is coming here, very close to each other. Very close to each other. The problem here is when this diffusion region, okay, diffusion region of your depletion region of your drain is very equal to your channel length, okay, with respect to this one, okay, and the gate is actually losing the control of your currents which is flowing in this channel, and the current which is flowing in the channel is controlled by your drain because it has uh, the when the drain depletion region of the drain here goes, the barrier potential is lowered, so faster movement of electrons from this has to be going there. But your question is thing is the dopant concentration on both the sides, okay, on this side and this side, if it is controlled, we can actually reduce the effect of the depletion region of your drain, and make the gate to control the whenever gate is controlling the channel, it is not a problem. Whenever this source is trying to control due to the reduced capacitance between the we can say the gate and the channel, okay, this problem is there. But the thing is it totally depends upon the dopant concentration, and thing is the trying to control the dopant concentration on this region and this region is again the headache of the lab foundries. So how much the dopant they can use here, this here, to make to make the drain current to be on that particular level, because we need the drain currents in this range for a particular gate voltage. So when you alter this dopants on this side, the current which is flowing here may be also be different. So that is again a headache here which they have to find a compromise here. Very good question. Very good question.
Whether
Hello,
can
good
we,
morning.
ma'am?
Yes, tell
Excuse
me,
me,
Pa.
sir. Just a minute. I'll just complete. Ma'am, if we can increase the height of this deposited drain and source region, can we have this channel like we have an extended channel so that we there cannot be any compromise on the drain current? Is it possible, ma'am?
With the, that is
Yes,
height
ma'am.
of your P plus source and
And
drain.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If we do that, can we avoid this short channel effect so that we can still have a channel with high dopant concentration on both sides, and still we can have same amount of drain current flowing through the device?
Oh, okay, okay. So the thing is, we are increasing this source and drain height, okay. So in the
Yes, ma'am.
MOSFET, but when I increase the height, the performance also varies, pa?
That,
Because
like to avoid this short channel effect with high dopant concentration on source and drain, is it possible, ma'am? Like, will it be okay, or it will cause some other problems in the device performance, ma'am?
it is okay, but thing is, will it not increase the resistance of the material?
Actually, I don't know, ma'am. I'm just
Yes, yes,
inquiring out of
it
curiosity, ma'am.
Illappa, what your thing is that suggestion is good, but the problem is when I increase the height of your source or your drain,
Okay, ma'am.
resistance associated with this material also increases, right? That will
Yes.
impede the current, which is the how much is the current flowing. The speed at which the current flows will be affected, pa. It will be
Okay,
affected,
ma'am.
but you can go in. But the speed at which the current flows also depends on the resistance. So
Okay,
when I
ma'am.
increase the width, I see that it may be an increase in the value of the resistance in this material.
Okay. 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 That also again will have
Yes,
an
yes,
effect on
yes,
the drain
yes,
current.
yes,
Okay.
yes, on an effect. Although we
Okay,
may
ma'am.
be reducing the SCE, but it may include a slower one. Okay, the device will operate at a slower speed
Okay,
compared
ma'am.
to the existing one, but short channel effect may be reduced to somewhat.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, one more doubt, ma'am.
Right.
Like, can we go to the slide where this FinFET and Trigate oxide have been compared, ma'am?
Tri-gate structure. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this one, pa?
Yes, ma'am. Here,
Okay.
ma'am, why this in the on top of this FinFET, why the gate oxide thickness is so large, and why what is the advantage of keeping it like so large, ma'am? Whereas for the other two sides, the gate oxide thicknesses are very less.
Mm,
Whereas on top, if we can see the thickness of the gate oxide is large.
mm.
What could
Okay.
be the advantage that
Yes,
using this kind of structure, ma'am?
yes. Actually, there is also a I think in the slide I told here, in order to create, this is because the channel with the thickness of the dielectric on the top of the fin is reduced for a tri-gate, pa. See, this you have reduced, but here you have a larger one. The why we are your question was what, pa?
What is the advantage of having such a large thickness of oxide material on the third side or vertical side? Is it to
This is for your
avoid
FinFET.
a,
This is for
yes,
your
ma'am.
FinFET, or this is
Yeah,
for a,
FinFET, ma'am.
this is to provide a high gate to channel capacitance, pa, such that the gate will control the current which is flowing in the channel. See, whenever you have a dielectric thickness to be larger, the gate capacitance is the gate to the source capacitance is actually will be larger, no?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think in the initial slides I showed that whenever this capacitance is going to be larger, okay, so you gate can fully have a much more control compared to the drain. I think I'll try to come this slide, introduction slide. See this one. See, this is actually the gate oxide capacitance, CG, no? This is what
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
talking about. Okay. So when it is actually, when the capacitance is going to be more, it means that the gate can control over the current here. When the isolation is more, such that we can have a control over the current here flowing. But the problem again here is one of the short channel effect is they try to give a thin oxide, okay, to prevent the short channel effect. To because when we have a thin oxide, capacitance is small, so now gate can have a more control over than this drain current. Okay, so easily the voltages, when the capacitance is very small, the current can easily flow through the capacitance and control the channel one. For that concept only, they went in for a thin oxide. For a thick oxide, I think that isolations between the source and drain, and also to some effect they can control the current which is flowing here. Because whenever I try to decrease this one, that is again a problem. It should not, you can see that with the drain, here this one. For a thin oxide layer, you can see that the gate is controlling the full current. But when the distance between the gate and the substrate is larger, you can see that if the drain to this capacitances is going to be small, then it will be trying to have a leakage path. But your question is, I'll come to this one. Not this one. Here, this dielectric thickness is larger only to control the flow of current path.
Ma'am, actually, ma'am, what you, as you said, when the gate oxide thickness is less, then the capacitance will be less, so that we will have a better
Control.
control.
Ah.
When you have a larger thickness of gate oxide material,
Yes,
that
actually, the
the
control of
cap
the gate over the current is somewhat lesser compared to a lower thickness.
hmm.
But here what they try to do, this thickness actually they fabricated, this was actually the thickness given by the first person, they fabricated, and at that particular 20 nanometer, we are trying to fabricate a device at a speed of around gigahertz. Okay. So they found out that this thickness were able to move the current at that particular rate. So the transistors can work at that particular rate. They define the thickness here. But here, when they try to compare to the tri-gate, the problem is the channel width, the fin width adds to the channel width here. The dielectric widthness and the fin width also adds to the channel width. So if they have a more dielectric thickness in the tri-gate, the problem will be again the thickness will be more and it may reduce the current flow. Okay, so they have actually reduced the thickness because the fin thickness with this is also added to this channel width. So in order to control a very flow of current at a particular speed, this concept was derived. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good, Pa. I enjoyed your questions. Good,
Thank
good.
you, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
So in the madam, in the same slide, figure number 4, one left side FinFET is the double gate, and the right side has tri gate. So what is difference between these two?
This
There are
is a
gate 1, gate 2.
this is a double gate, sir. I'll try to tell. Double gate is we have two different gates, Pa, and it is joined here, sir, at the center. So you have gate 1 here and gate 2 here. They are physically joined by this material. Okay, so here
Ma'am, if it is joined, it will become like a shorted one, no, ma'am. Since it is a
it is a
metal,
shorted
it
gate.
will
It is
be.
a shorted gate. All are
Okay,
shorted gates.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
All are shorted gates only.
Then what is
But
the
I mean,
purpose of
right.
having two different material, ma'am, when it is shorted?
which one, Pa?
Like you have this gate on, it is shorted on top, no? Then what will be the advantage of having two different materials? We can have a single material itself as a gate, no?
Yes, here the concept of gate 1 and gate 2 is to provide different potentials to this particular gate and control the flow of current here.
No, that is not possible, no, ma'am. When you give a potential to a metal, then the metal will automatically becomes a equipotential surface, no, ma'am. Then
Yes, yes, yes.
we cannot have different potentials on a given metal surface, ma'am.
No, no, no. Actually, here they have two different materials, Pa. See
Yes, ma'am.
here,
To
this
even,
gate 1, gate 2, gate 3, they for a tri-gate, they have three different materials, right?
ma'am, I guess it
Ah,
should not be like connected, ma'am. If it is connected, even
one
like
minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, I'll show. Oh, yes, if it is connected, then they have the same characteristics. You cannot control it, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, good. Yes. If it is connected here, what you are saying is correct because they have the same material and you can even give only a voltage to one gate which will be controlling the other one.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes,
Maybe
a
like
double gate.
there
A
can be
double
some
gate. Actually, I showed in the end.
insulation something will be there.
1 minute, 1 minute. I think I showed one double gate in the end. 1 minute. Sorry. So this will be actually the double gate, right? This is one gate, this is another gate,
Yeah,
right?
this is physically separated, ma'am.
This
That
is a
fine.
double gate. This is a double gate FinFET. Okay.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your query. Okay.
Madam, one more question.
Tell me, sir.
Madam, you mentioned the channel length equal to 2 times the fin height into width. So how it came?
This one,
Now,
sir. So it is.
normally we call channel length is the difference distance between source and drain in planar.
Yes, sir.
Fin,
Actually, here with respect to the FinFET, this is the definition they are giving for your. This is the what you are asking now, sir. This one.
Yeah.
This slide.
Yeah.
So here, you can see this is the fin and this is the gate, sir. This is surrounding gate. Here, this is the fin here, and here the effective width of the fin. Here, that is with the effective of this transistor. It will be 2 times the fin height plus the fin width. That is what it is defined by this author, sir. He has actually defined. They have fabricated this and they showed that this is the fin width which is actually coming out of the transistors. They
Okay,
are
thank you.
fabricating and coming out, sir.
Thank you,
So,
madam. Thank you.
okay,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
So can we go for a break and come back?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
இல்லை இல்லை வாங்க நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா
Hello, ma'am.
சொல்லுப்பா.
சேட்டா பண்ணிக்கலாம்
Ma'am, we'll have break and we'll continue by 11:30, ma'am.
Right, pa. Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much, ma'am.
Right, pa.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Dear participants, I have shared the attendance link in your mail. We have the mail group, right? In the group, I have shared the attendance. Please make your attendance for only today. And